wanting to smoke, they feeling it in their throat, only a matter of time.
This is Beyond the Showroom, where you'll learn tips and techniques on the car buying process, how to get the best deal, what scams to watch out for, and much more. Here's your host and one of the foremost automotive business experts in the country, the Chevy Dude, Mike Davenport.
Hello, everyone. How is it going? Nice Saturday night. We got the lovely Mrs. Chevy Dude here.
Hello.
Can we hear you? I can't hear you.
I can't hear me.
I can't hear me. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
The volume on the music was one, and I think our voice is a different one. But, I mean, we can mute you.
Okay.
How is everyone doing tonight is what I meant to say. Paul Harris said almost time. It's time. It's here. Paul's like 4, 3, 2, 1. I love it.
Time for what?
Time for our live stream.
Oh, people actually want to listen to you talk.
A lot of people. Nathan Moore, Paul Harris, Rayboy3, Rum Runner, Suda, Chris. It just says Chris. That's all his name. I know he's in here all the time. Chris Homier, I think maybe. I'm pronouncing that wrong. Paul said, nice shirt. Yes, it is. I think it's an awesome shirt. Unless you're talking about Mrs. Chevy Dude's shirt. Oh, which we can't see now. Here we go. We'll just keep moving.
Do I need to move myself?
I had those over there originally, so just move that. Minnesota. Dave Lowe's here from Minnesota. Love it. Thomas Wilson's here. He's a subscriber to the or member of the channel. Mike Evans. Nicholas Flores. Paul Harris. Ramondo. Hope everyone's doing awesome on this Saturday. How's the weather where you guys are? It was fairly nice here. Do you know what the temperature got to?
Like 62.
Yeah.
I never stepped outside.
Yeah, I didn't. I was outside. I took my winter coat off that I wear, and
winter coat.
Yeah, I mean I don't really wear coats because I don't go outside much. But
we passed winter. It's spring.
Thank goodness.
You know, technically it is spring.
Got SoCal, New Mexico, Dallas, Montana, Louisville. Hell yeah, New Jersey, Kyle, Northeast PA. Love it, love it. So let's see if this. I do these manually all the time. I need to get these automatic. So Illinois. What page is my waiting list number on? OwnSC8.com, OWN, the letter C, the numeral 8.com. Currently in Nashville from Colorado, though. Well, headers on my 6.2 void my warranty. So it's a good question. So I always answer it this way, Tom. Header, anything that touches the engine definitely will void the warranty based off of what the dealership will do. So the dealerships are in the mindset that if you do anything, it voids their warranty, right? The Magnuson-Moss Act says different, but at the same time, GM's got pockets full of cash, billions of dollars, and they'll fight it. Rather than pay a $7,000 engine claim, they'll sit there and just waste your time in court. They don't care. So that's what basically what that is assume that it's going to be voided, no going into it. And if something happens that you're covered, you're fine. So now if you put headers on your truck and your radio goes out, it's not really related. You're fine. Put headers on your truck and a gasket blows, the engine blows up. You better believe they're going to be like, you put headers on there, right? So Hayden Josephs from Kentucky, another Louisville, Kentucky, upstate New York. Navy stationed in VA. Love it. Awesome. Central PA. People are everywhere. Love it. It's a Louisville zombie truck. I know where you guys are at.
Yeah, I'm loving his question because we got a video coming up about that.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow's video, 3:45 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to talk about that. It'd be who of you to trade. Just come see me, please. I have a lot of people. That come into the dealership, say, "Oh, I love you. You're awesome. I watch all your videos," and they're buying from the salesman over there. Buy from me. Don't call my dealership and don't expect to talk to me. I'm a salesman. I'm not the owner. Everybody thinks I'm the owner, but I'm not the owner. I want to sell cars. That's my job. When I first started this channel, it was made for lead generation, right?
Well, not really. You started off just trying to help all these customers that kept calling, asking questions about how to take their top off their Corvette or how to open the trunk, because the C7 had so many different new things compared to the C6 that you're like, well, I'm just going to do video. And so I can sit there and throw that out.
Yeah.
And then it became a lead generation.
I mean, it was kind of like for that as well. And then, but at the same time, lead generation, because I think what I've experienced anyways, maybe not back at the time, but right now, you know, when you can show your intelligence and show you're committed to the brand and committed to help customers and everything that I preach and that I do, people are like, well, I want to do business with him, right? They don't want to go anywhere else. And I set the bar way up here, you know, above your head, up here.
Is that a short joke?
No, I would never stoop to that low of anything to make a short joke about you. But no, so, you know, so just I put the bar way up there to make people who are just in this for a job or just in it to make a paycheck and they don't care, just does it. Cut the bull. I like it. Cut the bull.
You know, I've seen several people asking about what's going on right now. So
like with the K1500?
Yep.
You can win the K1500, ChevyDudeStore.com. It's got all the rules. It's got all the ways to enter, but ChevyDudeStore.com. And we are doing an amazing thing. I'm helping out a charity, Blessings in a Backpack, and they basically make sure that kids
don't go hungry,
which I love. And they do that all over the country. It's just a suburb outside of Louisville-based charity, but they help the entire country. So it's cool that I get to help a charity that's local, and it's also awesome to help people across the country as well, especially kids, because kids are, I'm a big kid, right?
And one of the main questions is, when is the giveaway?
So, and then it's in the rules, right? The rules state everything. So I've said this for months, right? And I know this, like some of the people, especially the younger kids, they're like, you've been trying to give this truck away for months. You've been trying to give this truck away from last year. Well, I was talking about it, but in the background, you have no idea how many attorneys I was talking to. And because I don't want to do something stupid, right? I don't want to do something that I'm trying to do something nice and I know it's going to be backing up a charity, and then all of a sudden I'm in all sorts of legal things, because what we're doing here is really considered a lottery, right? So that goes into a lot of different avenues of legality. So I wanted to make sure I do everything right, everything correct.
Ducks have to be in a row.
They have to be, right? Because everybody wants to find something to sue you over. So the PlayStation in November, December was a test. It worked really, really well. It was awesome. The Marines, Toys for Tots, I gave them a really nice check, and hopefully some kids got some Christmases, or kids next year will get Christmases, and get some stuff going on. So I'm really excited to help out more kids with this, and we're going to talk about it in an upcoming video. All the truck videos that you're going to see come up this month, I shot a month ago. So, but one of the videos I'm going to talk about just, helping kids, and I like helping kids and I like doing things for good kids. So also, with that being said, every single super chat tonight, somebody just super chat us, Alejandro. So thank you. Every single super chat, 100% of super chats tonight are going to be donated to Blessings in a Backpack. So if someone sends us $5, $5 goes to them. If that's all we get, then $5 is all we get. So, but super chats, since we get so many questions and thousands of comments, right now there's been 803 comments already. So the super chats get us through and make sure that we notice it, because we get a big old notification on the screen that puts it out there, and then you guys see the little green or red or blue or purple, whatever, out there. So I just wanted to kind of there's a lot of questions, and we're kind of like changing up our live streams a little bit. There's a lot of questions that people have. Instead of me focusing on a subject, we're just gonna leave it open, right? We're just gonna let you ask the questions, you dictate the live stream.
Free for all,
right? I like the free for all. So, and when we tested this again earlier this year, it was a lot of fun, and I love having you on here, and it makes it like just fun and entertaining, and then also education as well. So I thought that would be a cool thing to talk about, like buying programs, Costco programs, USAA, all these things out here. So Have you been paying attention to questions?
I mean, I'm looking at questions.
So
here
is there any
there.
questions that pop out that we should ask first?
Oh, so I was actually supposed to be like doing some work.
I mean,
here?
what are you supposed to be doing over there?
Well, I just seen another super chat
Harrison
came
Wood,
through.
yes, came through.
Well, I see that Harrison put a question in prior to that super chat. It says, one thing to never let a dealer add to the bill, ? So what is something that should not get added on when at a dealership?
So I just recently saw something this week, and you guys can put it in the chat to let me know what you think. I saw a bill of sale from a dealership that they had salesman commission on there for $250. They literally outlined it to say salesman commission.
So it makes it look like the customer had to pay the salesman's commission versus it coming out of the deal.
Yes, absolutely.
That's crazy.
Isn't it? That's what I thought too. It was like, okay, so you like me, right? And you want to buy a car from me. I want $750 from you. Would you pay me $750 to sell a car to you? I don't know.
I pay you zero. You pay you pay for my cars. That's how it works around here.
Right?
You pay for my cars. But of course, you're the worst salesman for me.
You're the worst salesman.
You just
You're
hand me
horrible.
the keys and say,
Put
go.
this down here like so.
You know, I mean, when I got my Corvette, it was, here's the keys. Don't stall it. And I'll go put gas in your car too. Yeah. So you made me put gas in my car, and I was not supposed to stall the car, and it had been like 10 years since I had driven a stick shift.
Yeah, absolutely. So Chris, $25, no questions, just donation for the charity. Appreciate you. Yes. So
and you missed Michael.
I was going to say Michael, he had a question. So Michael's on every week, so we appreciate you being here. I love you being here. But in case you missed super chats, make sure we get the questions answered. But also 100% of the super chats tonight are going to Blessings in a Backpack charity that we are doing for support of the K1500 giveaway. So Michael asked, where's Michael at? You just tell me. I can't find it. The questions are gone. Questions are gone too fast for me. Oh, I found it.
How does the 1100 sold order request work?
Oh, so, okay. So
like what does the timetable?
Yeah, 1100p. The P is not a typo.
Oh.
So
what is 1100p? Because I have not.
You're not privileged to this. Can you like plug your ears while I tell everybody else?
No, because why should I not know and the rest of the YouTube world know?
I just think it's kind of funny that you don't know something.
Oh.
So what Michael's asking is 1100p, and I got a video shot for, so every month what I do is I send out, and maybe sometimes twice a month, I send out a private video to my Corvette deposit reservation list, Z06 and regular C8. I have this video shot. I'm probably going to do it again, but because I think I mentioned the April 2nd in there, so I'm probably going to do it again. But I did shoot this video 2 days ago or yesterday and just didn't get it out. But that didn't work. The 1100p didn't work. So what the 1100p is when Chevy told us at 2:15 the day before. They said no more sold orders going through. They told us I got notice at 2:15 p.m.
Really late in the
really
day.
late. And each one of my orders, if I put in a real order in, takes me about 30 minutes from start to finish. Talking to the customer, answering questions, doing the things after I hang up with the customer, etc. It takes me about 30 minutes. So I wanted to get 20 to 30 orders put in. Instead of calling the customers, what I did is I just put a fake order in, thinking that I'm going to be able to just edit that order down the road. So I put 23 black on black 1LT coupes in there. So that's what I did. I attached a name to it, every single one of them, because I made it SRE. And you can't edit these. You can't edit these sold orders now. So
why are they not allowing you to edit?
I don't know. So I tried to edit the next day and it wouldn't let me edit them. So, but there's no worry, because a sold order and what I'm going to say in this video, and maybe if I redo it, is the sold order. And you'll know if I redo it, if I do it here. I did it at work on April 1st. And if I redo the video, I'm going to do it right here. But what the SRE means only affects really 3 items. That is museum delivery, because you have to have a sold order for museum delivery. You have to have sold order for BV4 nameplate, and you have to have sold order for price protection. Outside that, and maybe that VIN select. I think the VIN select is it, but nobody's doing VIN select. So those 3 items, but I can get the museum delivery on a regular order. So say you ordered a car today and you didn't do, and it was just coming in for inventory, and somebody says, hey, I want to buy that car, but I want to pick it up at the museum. I can call the museum because I got good connections there and get that routed over to her. So the 1100P did not work. So I put 1100P on there because I knew that was going to be 1100 preliminary basically, or I don't know. I just put P for preliminary. So
you just added a letter to
because
things.
That way I know, and I don't have 23 1100 statuses in there, and know that, oh, whoops, this isn't going to that person, right? This isn't a real order. It just reminded me. And I also did a couple other things internally just to make sure. Kyle asked, I love the new Hummer EV SUV, but it's just downright too expensive. What are your thoughts on how GM priced this vehicle? So GM priced this vehicle based off of dealing with the affluent crowd. That's what they're dealing with.
What is the price of it?
Oh, I think it's like 100 grand, 110, 88,
okay.
Something like that. So
basically about the price of the quote luxury electric vehicles.
Yep.
And probably somewhere going to be cheaper than the Cybertruck, I would assume. And that, but still, quote, competing with the Cybertruck.
Yep. So, Scott Henning, thanks for the 5. And then I think, is that Steven? Yeah, Steven. He's out in Colorado now. I haven't yet to appraise his C8. I'm working on it. I know he's out there in the cars in his home state, so I know it's not pressing. So let's get to Hasty Team asked what we're kind of getting distracted here with things. That's Mrs. Chevy Dude's fault. She's the producer and she's supposed to keep me on task.
No, you rant too much.
I do rant a little bit.
And of course we have to answer these super chats.
Yep. So,
but yeah, there is.
But let me ask. So Hasty Team asked about Costco deals. So here's the deal on Costco deals. This is the straight and skinny from a car salesman who deals with this every single day. Costco doesn't give you any better deal. There's nothing in there that guarantees pricing on Costco, with exception usually the 3rd quarter or the 4th quarter of the year, the last 3 months of the year. Sometimes there's that. Costco is ran by TrueCar. TrueCar runs pretty much every single company out there, USAA, Farm Bureau Insurance, AAA Insurance. Every car buying service out there is ran by TrueCar. So basically it's just a lead generation tool for the dealership, and then TrueCar gets $300, $400, whatever the case may be, on that. Now, during certain times of the year, Costco does give supplier pricing for all, or there might be a rebate. So if you're a Costco member right now, which this has never happened in the middle of the year, it's always been the last 3 months of the year, Costco is giving you $3,000 towards the Chevy Bolt, only the Bolt, nothing else. And the reason why is because you can buy a Chevy Bolt, or the Chevy Bolt is being redesigned. So Chevrolet is trying to get rid of this old inventory. I don't know how much is out there. We've got a really good selection, and we do have one 2020 left, and it's like $20,000. It's 50% off, 50% off, which is absolutely insane that you can buy a vehicle 50% off. So that's the biggest thing you want to do, is just know that you can go on there and get pricing, but you can, if you get supplier pricing, you can go to gmsupplierdiscount.com and get the pricing. But just remember, it's a lead generation tool. There's nothing really into it, because there's nothing there. It just doesn't help you. And
it just basically looks like a perk to Costco members.
I think so, yes. With the exception of maybe some type of special program, which again, last 3 months of the year, or currently right now with the Costco membership on the Chevy Bolt, which I signed up for Costco last year because we were thinking about buying a Chevy Bolt.
We haven't even used it.
We haven't never spent a penny there yet. So, but I think you get like a 365-day money back guarantee. So like I can go in there anytime and get my money back. And if I don't,
I mean, we walked in there, walked around, couldn't find anything that we needed at the time, and I don't know if I was just overwhelmed or was underwhelmed because I needed stuff. I couldn't find it. And I'm like, I'll just go to Sam's Club.
Yeah.
They have what I need.
Yeah, you're a Sam's girl, right?
I mean, that's where it's closer to home. So that's where I have been purchasing. But it's a matter of when I need stuff, I can't afford going someplace multiple places.
Yeah. So Steven said, how do you drive in crosswinds with a Suburban? So the key to crosswinds is drive it in reverse, and that like helps out quite a bit. But no, it's a white knuckle ride. So it is what it is. Caesar said, I bought a 21 Kia Telluride. They said no Costco discount. And that's the thing, right? So, the dealerships are still in control of the pricing. Nobody can tell the dealership what to price a car at. And nobody, do you hear me? Nobody. GM can't tell a dealership how to price a car. Costco certainly can't. Nobody can. Federal government can't tell the dealership how to price a car. Nobody. Only the dealership can tell you how to price a car because it's their company. And I kind of chuckle a little bit, right? If somebody doesn't get their way or they feel that a dealership is doing wrong, they call General Motors. And who do you think General Motors calls when they get a complaint about a dealer?
The dealer?
They call the dealer. And they respond back to the customer based off of what the dealer said. So do you think that dealership knows what's going on and they tell GM how to respond and GM responds to that? So it's kind of humorous that people like, I call GM. Good. Doesn't do anything. I've been selling GM cars for 21 years. Doesn't do a thing. Nothing at all.
Okay. Let's get back to these super chats because a lot of them are coming in.
Yeah.
And you keep talking.
All right, go for it.
Matthew says, new to car buying. When do the 2022 models usually come out? I want to order a Blazer RS, but not sure if I should wait or order a current 2021. So
I can tell you that. So Blazer. So we're like in the middle of right now of all the model year changeover. So every trim, every model is different. Blazer. The last day that the 2021 is going to be built is 7/10. So currently today is the last consensus cycle for the Blazer, and the final cutoff, I believe, is next month. In-system cutoff is 3/19/21. So the final I don't ever remember what final DOSP means, but yeah. So basically, right now, if you want to order a 2021, do it. And then on the 2022, the Blazer starts production 7/12. So that 7/10 is a Friday. I was going to look that up. That 7/12 is a Monday, and so you could like literally just wait a couple weeks, and you can put a 22 order in right now, I believe. But you can put a 22 order in, and it can just sit there and it can be the first unit that the dealership pushes, or Bachman Chevrolet, Mike Davenport, Chevy dude, he can do that too. But and I can drop ship it anywhere. You can come pick it up. You can ship it, whatever you want to do. But yeah, so that's what it's doing. But every single thing is different. So to kind of give you an idea on Silverado crew cab, not until September 20th is when the 2022s start production. So everything is completely different.
Okay, are you ready for your next question?
Go for it.
Steven had given a $5 super chat, and I saw that he had a question prior to that. And it says, I was told a few days ago my Camaro was built and is waiting a chip. How long will that be? Now, you don't address this in tomorrow night's video.
No, I don't.
You can address that.
So if you DM me on Instagram or Facebook, either way, with your order number, so you might have to call either should we get your order number, I can look more into that because you're talking this had to be like 3 weeks ago because the Camaros haven't been built for 2 weeks now, and we're going to go into the third week next week. So you're talking that your Corvette Camaro, I keep saying Corvette, darn
Get the Corvette off your mind.
So the Camaro had to be built 2 weeks ago because the plant's shut down right now, and they're shut down one more week. So if you DM me, hopefully I see it, I get lots of DMs, but I typically try to look, and if I'll look for your name, but DM me, and if you got an order number, I can look to see what's really going on. And then again, super chats, 100% of super chats tonight go to the charity Blessings in a Backpack, and then you can win the K1500 by getting your entries at ChevyDudeStore.com. Only ChevyDudeStore.com. I know like YouTube puts these merch links up here for stuff, but that doesn't work. It only has to go through ChevyDudeStore.com.
And Thomas gave us a $50 super chat.
Tom, thank you. I saw that.
And then Kyle wants to know if we like the red line package on the Camaro, or do you think it's a bit too much?
What do you think?
I love it.
Yeah.
Before we bought the Tesla, I was actually looking at a red line Camaro, and we almost pulled the trigger on it, but it did not have heads-up display on it. The one that they had did not have heads-up display, and at the time, it was like there was only one other one, and it was down in Tennessee, and Mike was not ready to have the dealership try to dealer trade for that. And then 2 weeks later, the Tesla showed up at the dealership.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It was just like they're never going to get us to us because Camaros had big rebates at the time, which is why we were looking at it. And it's like, I know, right? It's not even worth trying. And like not even a week later, I looked and the car was already gone. So they had sold it to somebody, but I just knew the dealership wasn't going to get it. Bob asked why the plant shut down, referring to the Camaros. So yeah, it's a semiconductor chip. So I talk
chip
about
shortage.
it. I talk about it in tomorrow's video, but what I don't talk about in tomorrow's video, I cut it out. Is it's a really quick short video, but I didn't want to put this part into it because I think it was going to be really long. GM is building trucks right now. They have not had a stop in light duty truck sales. So that's your 1,500 trucks. They have not had a stop at the plant for truck builds. And what that means is they're actually taking some of these semiconductor chips out of the trucks and using them for other vehicles like the Equinox and Camaros and stuff like that. So what they're doing is they're actually killing active fuel management, which is now really called dynamic fuel management, which used to be called displacement on demand. So it's been 3 names in 21 years that I've been selling cars. So and then they're also building trucks with no semiconductors in them, and then they're going to retrofit them to be shipped to dealers in Q3. And with that being that way, they're just trying to make sure that they can keep production up, they can keep getting vehicles made, and once they retrofit these semiconductor chips into those vehicles, they're going to go through another quality control and then be shipped to the dealer. So that's the reason why.
Okay, let's see. Low Emissions says, I have a 2021 200. I can't even. Somebody is bugging me. 2021 2500 HD diesel that was ordered and produced on 3/17, but has been bayed for 2 weeks now, waiting on a chip. Have they communicated out to the dealers on this time frames? It's an LT trim. So basically, again, this whole chip shortage.
So I don't know how you know that they need chips. I don't know how you know that, because I don't know that as a dealership. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. I got to go back and watch that video. You know that video we watched the other night? He tells us in that video how to determine those vehicles. So I take that back. This is what happens when you get all this information from dealers. So don't expect that car from till Q3. So that's it. So
use the proper terminology there, because not everybody's going to understand Q3.
Everybody understands Q3. So
layman's terms, mister.
So they're not going to ship that vehicle until Q3. So, and there should be a way to do it, and I'll have to look it up to make sure. And I'll put out a post on like Instagram and Facebook, and maybe community post here on YouTube as well. Cliff asked if I saw the videos he sent me. No, I'll have to check. You might be in my spam folder, and I have to check. So I'll look for those. As long as I know you sent me the links. I usually don't click on links in messages because you just never trust anything. So Jonathan Tolbert threw in $5. Thanks, buddy. Looks for a Chevy Silverado V6 or inline 4 base model and no chrome, 4-door, 2 or 4-wheel drive. What am I looking at for pricing? So you got to look at an RST or a custom truck, and 40 grand still. 35 on a custom. Yeah, 35, 40 grand. So we talk about it a little bit in tomorrow's video, which is going to be launched at 3:45 p.m. Eastern time. But just don't expect a whole lot of rebates and discounts right now.
I think you skipped over Animal. It says, when should a down payment be included on a vehicle?
Oh, yeah. I did see that one. So in my opinion, down payment every single time. Every single time that you buy a car, put a down payment on. So you got to look at your buying car retail, right? Negative equity happens when you trade a vehicle in because you're getting paid wholesale for it. And the dog is just bugging her. Look at this. So our boxer's over here just absolutely not leaving her alone. You're a bad dog. Get away. She wants to go outside. So down payment always, because you're just putting yourself in a nice positive equity position. And the only time that I say not always is because you're going to keep the vehicle for a long time, that you maybe have the cash reserve to pay any type of negative equity. So like I don't put any money down on my cars. And the reason I don't is because we get super low interest rates and I take my money and I take it somewhere else and invest it and have my money make money for me, right? So it's not really a debt to me, even though I have a loan on a car. So that's kind of like the area that when you don't want to put money down, but that's it. Paul says, can you recommend some good seat covers for a new 2021 Camaro? I want to protect the cloth seats, maybe neoprene. You can also look at getting some type of like Scotch Guard. I wouldn't use Scotch Guard per se, but you can look at some type of fabric protection to do that as well. But I don't know any seat covers. You can get cheap ones at AutoZone or on Amazon or whatever the case may be, but it's just a matter of what works for you. And there's expensive ones out there and there's cheap ones out there. So just depends on what you want to do.
I know we talked if I ever get the white interior for the Tesla, having it ceramic coated or whatever.
Yeah, that's ceramic stuff.
Yep. For the interior.
Yep.
And somebody's smoking something outside. Smells so good.
Oh, they're smoking meat or something.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, what are you talking? All I heard was smoking something. And then when you said smells good, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm even thinking about throwing a tomahawk on tomorrow.
Oh, are you? Nice.
Maybe this time you'll actually take pictures
and get it up. Yeah, everybody who, if you don't know, we've talked about tomahawks on here from time to time, and everybody's like, "Hey, put them up on the community page. We want to see them." So, and I'm not a food person, I don't post food stuff. So it's kind of funny that we talk about that. Again, merch link in bio, ChevyDudeStore.com. It's where you get your entries for the K1500. And not only are you getting the entries for the K1500 to win this awesome mint condition truck, but you're also helping out an amazing charity, Blessings in a Backpack, where they help little kids make sure they got food all year round. And every 100% of tonight's super chats, we're going to donate to Blessings in a Backpack. So get those super chats in, get those questions in, and make sure you go to ChevyDudeStore.com and get your entries for this truck. I can't wait to see who wins this truck. It's going to be so much fun.
Well, let's answer these couple of questions. I've seen Thomas ask several times about a C9. So
did you really want to bring the C9 up? I'm going to rant on this.
No, you're not going to rant because I'm just going into a couple of these Corvette questions just to get them out of the way.
Yeah. So I saw the Z06 one too. We can talk about Z06.
Yes, we're going there.
So I saw on Instagram yesterday, a guy says the C9 is going to front engine again, that a engineer said so, like this new engineer guy. And I'm like, what? Front engine? They're not going front engine. Taj is still the lead engineer for Corvette. So I didn't look up this guy's name to to see if this is credible or not. But everything else the guy said in there, he was a complete moron. So I almost commented on the video. So C9, I who knows? And so let's talk about the Z06. So the Z06, let many people ask, I think they're going to delay the Z06 for another year. I really do. I don't think that we're going to see the Z06 for another year. I think they should wait another year. I think they should delay it another year. And the reason why is because they can't do production now to keep up with the demand. So adding another car to the line is just going to hurt it even more, and make prices stay way up. So now I want prices to stay way up because I get paid on commission, and I mean, full MSRP is a good commission, right? But at the same time, I want everybody to get their cars too. So I don't know about the Z06 going to be launched this year or announced even this year. Based off of other things that I know with GM, that you'll see more and more cars out there that are in heavy camo. They're getting close to launching it, and you don't see a lot of these cars in heavy camo. You're not seeing them at the proving grounds. You're not seeing spy shots at the proving grounds. You're not seeing heavy camos leaving the proving grounds, going down to Detroit to drive. You're not seeing any of this all winter long. So, and there's a way GM does things. That's always consistent on how they do things over and over and over again. They did it for the C7, the C6, the C5, and they were dead on with everything they do on the C8. So I don't know about,
yeah, now you're seeing it. I was just about to bring it
Lou,
up.
The C9 was the April Fool's
If
joke.
you don't pay it on April Fool's, you cannot pay attention to one thing on social media from anybody.
I was triggered on that video too. Like I almost commented. I'm so glad I didn't comment.
Our son shared.
I saw the video yesterday. No, I saw the video yesterday. He uploaded it yesterday.
Are you sure?
Yeah. No. He uploaded it yesterday. It was only 11 minutes old when I saw it.
Are you sure you saw it yesterday?
I don't know.
I get served stuff that supposedly, like, I'll see something you posted a day ago, but it shows up in Instagram like it's brand new.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I already seen
well,
this.
I went over to the video. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. I'll look at my history here, but yeah, it literally was just a few minutes old when I saw this. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find it.
So
I'm not gonna worry about it. Can't find it.
So basically, you've discussed that. You've discussed the Z06.
It's gonna be delayed, I think.
And somebody just came up. When is April allocations for C8s?
So like the third week. And I think we're going to be done for ordering C8s for the year. I think this is going to be the last month. I'm hoping for one more month. So when they came out and said that they're cutting off sold orders for the order workbench, they said something about we'll start be able to make orders again in July, which I knew this. And you can go back to my early live streams, right? You can go back a couple live streams and we talked about this, that July was not going to be the date. Everybody was talking July. And I'm like, no, July is not going to be it. And the reason why is because, again, I know how GM does everything. I know exactly what they're doing as far as when they order, and their initial consensus and order flow timing is on this third version, by the way, but they pretty much tell you everything. And so like the Blazer is 712 and we can order through May, but the Blazer is a much easier vehicle to build and doesn't have the demand that the C8 does. So I still think that September timeframe is going to be when they're going to be done. Maybe October. I don't think October so much, but in September for sure. And I don't think this is out here. I don't think I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but I've got some information that I don't believe is out there. And basically, the reason we have these shutdowns for the C8 is because Tremec, the transmission company, can only make like 150 transmissions a day. Corvette is building 200 Corvettes a day. So if you're building 200 Corvettes a day and they can only their max quantity per day is 150 transmissions. Eventually, every 5 weeks, they're just going to have to shut down so Tremec can get caught back up on these transmissions. So that's
Sounds
something.
like the transmission company needs to add an extra shift.
They do. So they have to. That's the suppliers make or break the manufacturing process. So that's the issue. That's the issue with them.
Okay. James wanted to know if you were doing a video of his C8 at Dynasty.
Yes. I've got video shot on it, but I may have to redo some stuff because I'm hearing the EPA is cracking down on some stuff. So the mods that we're doing to that car, that company is coming up and telling me that I shouldn't talk about one of the mods because the EPA just hit somebody with a $150,000 fine south of Louisville. So I'm not too sure how I'm going to do that video, but yes, I plan on doing the video. And I plan on I drove it over to the company and I'll drive it back. And I really want to do like a ride review on the mod that you're doing. So I'm going to kind of keep it private so people have to watch the video, but yeah, I really want to do, on the parts that you had shipped to them. I want to do like a ride review and just kind of get my first reaction on that review and if I should do it or not do it on my car and stuff like that. So I've never been a fan of it. So a lot of people are, but I'm not a fan.
Okay. And did you get to Steven's super chat?
I didn't. I saw it come in, but
Okay.
I didn't. Yep.
He wants to know if there's any chance of a car show out there in Colorado this summer. Running up Continental Divide 12,000 feet would be awesome.
Oh yeah. Colorado's really got a real big car scene. So, I mean, there should be car shows all over the place out there. I know Denver and all that stuff. It should be out there. It should be pretty awesome. My chat on this screen is not working.
And remember, if you want a guaranteed answer, super chat, and those super chats are going to Blessings in a Backpack tonight. But it does not mean that we won't answer your question. It just means that we see it and will for sure get to it. And we still have a lot of people asking about these chip shortages, which reminds me, Low Emissions did come back on here and ask. So he says, I'm confused. Did you say that trucks that are built as a sold order won't ship until Q3?
No, not sold orders. So
like his is a sold order.
Yeah. So
but it's missing a chip.
So I don't think it will be. If they know that it's a sold order, they should get it. They should get it
Should
done.
be one of those as soon as a chip's available.
Yeah.
It gets it first.
Yep. I may have to follow up. I may have to follow up on that and get some clarifications from GM and get it from our rep and see what they say because sold orders will always take precedence on everything. All right, now we're back up on this computer.
Oh, are you?
Yep.
And Gear Wrench put in again about the Rapid Blue Black Racing Stripe C8.
Yeah, I like to.
Not one of ours.
No, I don't think it's my customer. I've got a couple Rapid Blues here in Louisville, but none of them have black stripes. The one Rapid Blue is a teacher, and he wouldn't be over in Southern Indiana, I don't think, for any reason. But if you got any video on it, DM me on Instagram with the video. I would love to have it and post it. 𝘮𝘰 is financing a car a good option? So financing a car is a good option. You'll see all the people in the comment section say no. If you have to finance a car, you can't afford it. Well, it's not always true, but if you're living within your means and you want good, reliable, dependable transportation, most people do finance cars. If you can drive what you're driving now and save up money and save up $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 and pay cash 4 years, 5 years from now, rather than making payments on a car, do that, right? Personally, I personally don't care how you pay for a car. I could care less. As long as it's legal, I don't care. The dealership, on the other hand, wants you to finance cars because they make money off of financing. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, yeah, they're marking up the points. Well, that's not really happening much anymore. The banks are basically saying, hey, listen, get us the financing and we'll give you 2%, 1%, 3%, 5% of the amount financed. And now that becomes the dealership is giving the bank the business, not with your best interest in mind, but with their best pocketbook interest in mind. If they if they're you have to question their interest rates. It's like, well, you got 5%. I can no, I don't want to pay 5%. It's because that bank's probably paying the most money, and they'll convince you that that's it. So then that's when you're like, okay, well, I need to call my bank and find out and blah blah blah. So you just need to be on your A game with the financing.
Sounds good. Paul asked, how does out-of-state purchase work with sales tax and plates?
So every dealership is different how they handle it. So Cliff Bradley says Mike doesn't care how we pay for cars. I'm starting an OnlyFans. Well, you got to have some content for OnlyFans. I've never paid for OnlyFans. I don't have any subscriptions on there, but I'd imagine that I wouldn't probably do very good on OnlyFans. And maybe you would. You want to start one? Do you know what it is?
I don't. Yes, I know what OnlyFans is.
How do you know what it is?
Because you see all these girls, celebrities, whatever, that quote make a ton of money on OnlyFans because they're taking their clothes off.
Oh yeah, I did see something about that Cash Me Outside girl.
Yeah.
This week. Did she make $2 million?
I saw 1 million in like 6 minutes or something crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. And a little probably sicko for people wanting to see a 18-year-old, but okay. Let's not digress.
We're talking about sales tax and plates on out-of-state purchases.
So every dealership is different on how they do it, but in a nutshell, if you live in Kentucky and you buy in Indiana, there's no difference on what you do. So the dealership may collect the sales tax and send it to your state on your behalf. Again, that's a dealership policy, not a requirement in most states. But there are some states that require sales tax to be collected at time of purchase. So it just varies all over the place. But in a nutshell, generally speaking, it doesn't matter where you buy a car and where you title a car. It's all the same. If you're in Colorado and buying Kentucky, it's very simple. Steven Rapp's on here. He bought a Suburban from me, and he lives in Illinois, and we collect Illinois tax, and we send everything to Illinois on his behalf. Very, very, very simple. So everything's different, but that's like a biggest hang up on people is what about this? What about that? And, but yeah, really simple. And it's just like you're buying in your home state.
I'm seeing a lot of talk about convertibles, a convertible Spark. I saw something about convertible Suburban or something like that. You guys are crazy for wanting a convertible anything.
I don't know. I mean, if it wasn't for me wanting to race the Corvette, I would want a convertible, especially the new hardtops, right?
I like the hardtop convertible, but I do not care for a soft top convertible.
Yeah, I actually think the convertible has better lines on the C8 than the coupe, but I also like the fact that you can see the engine on the coupe, right? That was like when they mentioned that when they finally you can see it, announced it. I'm like, that's what I wanted. That's what I dreamed about.
Well, and you have the biggest thing like talking about a convertible Spark that would make the Spark too outrageously priced for the type of people that are going to buy that. Because why do people buy a Spark? Because it's a cheap car.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a budget-friendly car.
Yeah, budget-friendly car. A nice way to put it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they are kind of cheap. So Z Billy asked, will Silverado rebates pretty much stay the same, if not increase in the next couple months? They will most likely stay the same, and they will not increase. Tomorrow's video at 3:45 Eastern time.
I know we're getting all these questions,
and that's fine. I knew that was going to come up, and that's okay. But 3:45, we're going into more depth tomorrow on that video on the market that we're coming into for the summer selling market and stuff like that. So it'll be a good video. It's a short video. It's only like a 5-minute video, but it'll be a good one.
Hey, I got a question.
Go for it.
AC said, if you had to choose between a 1500 High Country, 1500 Denali, 1500 Trail Boss, or an AT4, which would it be and why?
So that's tough because I like the looks of the Trail Boss much better over everything. but I like the features in a high country. And I've talked about this before. I think they should have an LT Trail Boss with features of an LTZ or high country, heads up display, ventilated seats, stuff like that. I think the LT Trail Boss should be in that next trim level up with the LTZ and the high country. So the way Chevrolet does their trim levels, they do how do they do it? High value, high content, high features. So high value is like work truck and custom truck. The custom trucks, 2 custom trucks. So 3 trucks in the bottom, the high value. High options are all the LT trucks, RST, LT Trail Boss, LT, and then the high feature vehicles are the LTZ and the high country. So that's the way they do it. But I think that LT Trail Boss should go up into the upper level one, especially being $55,000.
Richard says, how do you walk out of Costco without at least one $5 roasted chicken?
Yeah, we didn't buy one thing in Costco. We were in there for an hour too. It's not like we just walked in, looked and left, right? We were in there for an hour.
Yeah,
and
we went up and down almost every aisle because we had never been in the Costco before.
Yep.
And
do you know, and maybe you know, does Costco have like you can just like scan things and pay on your phone and leave, like Sam's Club does?
I love that feature.
Oh yeah, like you can't go in the Apple store right now, but I mean that's if I wanted an accessory in the Apple store, I just go in, scan it with my Apple app, pay for it as I'm walking out, and not talk to a person. And that's what I love about Sam's Club is as you're grocery shopping, scan it, and you bypass the register. You bypass all the lines, and you just literally walk out.
Well,
so I don't know.
Somebody still has to scan your phone
at the end, but yeah.
So lately, there's been lines for
there?
that, but yeah, I gotta go to Sam's Club.
Yep.
We need some stuff.
So Brandon says, "Why you leaving out talking about the Denali?" Oh yeah, you did bring up the Denali. So those are basically all the same vehicles, right? So Denali is going to be the same as the High Country. AT4 is going to be the same as the LT Trail Boss. So that's I was focusing on Chevy because I only sell Chevy. I don't have a GMC store with me, but yeah. So that's why I was kind of including them all. The AT4 is cool. I like the badges on the AT4. I like the way the GMC looks with the big grill.
Which one's the AT4?
Same as the LT Trail Boss.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They just name it different. So, but yeah, so I just spaced on it, but yeah, the GMC's, it's the same. Roasted chicken food line is $4.89 from Food Line.
I know they're all on this roasted chicken thing. I don't even buy roasted chicken that often.
Carlos with the $5. Thank you. And that reminds us that every single super chat tonight gets answered questions, and 100% of super chats tonight goes to Blessings in a Backpack. And because that's our charity that we are raising money for with the K1500 giveaway. So everything you do on ChevyDudeStore.com, you get your entries that way. All the rules are there. And then a portion of the proceeds on that goes to Blessings in a Backpack. The rest of the proceeds we're going to talk about it in a video coming up down the road, but there's some behind the scenes stuff that we're trying to do as well. That's all for good cause.
Yeah, not all money lining your pocket.
It's not her Tesla fund.
No, sadly, it is not my Tesla.
She talks about Tesla way too much in this household.
And you pretty much told me the other day I wasn't getting one.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Yes,
you're putting words in my mouth.
No, you said it.
You're getting muted. You're muted. You can't talk anymore. Okay, tell us the next question. See, you're muted. You can't. That's how muted you are.
I'll scream. Okay, so J23 says, I live in Lexington. What are the chances of you helping me out with buying a new used truck if I come to your dealership?
Very simple. This is how you buy a car from me. Okay. This is like, I get this question every single day. And 99% of my phone calls that I make have no value to me. And that's fine. That's my fault. That's what I want to do. That's what I've designed to do. But the people sometimes who want to buy cars from me, they get weeded out because they just didn't do the proper process. And I want to make sure this is out there, and I don't know how to articulate it correctly. But if you want to buy a car from me, the first and foremost to do is look at BachmanChevrolet.com and see if we've got the truck in stock that you want. If you do, then you go to ChevyDude.com and you put something on my calendar, and I call you dead on the time, unless something happens. This week was a crazy week. I missed some phone calls by an hour or whatever, just because someone just walked in, and I usually work by appointment, but they just walked in and they distracted me. So, and then I'll call you. We'll figure out game plan. We'll get it done. And it's that simple. Like I want to sell all my cars over the phone. I don't want customers in front of me having to do things, going over, trim levels or options or whatever. You come in, we've got the trade all appraised. If you got a trade, we have everything done. You walk in, if you need to test drive the new vehicle, perfect. Go test drive it, come back and be like, yep, we're good. Let's move on. I'll have credit done before you get there. Have out the door numbers done before you get there. Everything. Like I want you to spend like less than 60 minutes inside my dealership. If I could get it down to 30, I would. My goal is 60. Sometimes it's still 90, but I'm like literally trying to have people inside my dealership less than 60 minutes. Not because I don't want you there. You can spend 5-6 hours there if you want. I don't care. But nobody wants to. So, but I want to make the transactional process extremely simple. And by doing it at home, do it on the phone, via text message, it makes it very simple.
Okay. I've seen a couple questions about this. Do you think there's going to be a Blazer SS?
I want a Blazer SS. Can that be the question? Does Chevy want a Blazer SS? I actually think it'd be
really cool to make a Corvette SUV. And of course, there was a lot of that crap going around on April Fools.
Was there?
Yeah.
I was so busy that I didn't even see that stuff. And I swear that video I saw yesterday, I keep thinking about that C9 front engine thing, and they mentioned a name that I've never heard of. So maybe it was. The video didn't get very many views. So but maybe it was an April Fool's joke. And now, I
guarantee it was an April Fool's joke.
And now that it could have been, and 99.9% probable that it was, I'm glad I didn't comment. Look like a moron.
Well, you just didn't look like a moron to those people.
Yeah.
AC asked, if I had to choose between another Tesla or take the advice from some guy named Chevy Dude and get a Volt, what I would do.
Volt or Bolt?
Volt with a V.
Okay.
And it would be buy another Tesla. He made the comment the other day that if I had a job and had my own money, I would have already bought a car.
Right.
Without him, which is so true. But yet not true, because I rarely buy anything, big ticket items, without checking with him.
We're going to have to make sure this is saved. And we know that it is at approximately the 1 hour mark, dead on 1 hour mark of this video. More like, it doesn't tell me there. 1 hour dead on. You're like the perfect wife, right?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So
I'm perfect.
The perfect wife that doesn't like have to have, Highline stuff, and
except for
you're
cars.
You're not looking, neither one of us are trying to impress anyone, right? We don't care what people think about us. We don't need to have, Louis Vuitton bags or all that stuff.
Wait a minute, speak for yourself. I told you.
You want one, right? But it's not something that you're like, if I said, yeah, go spend $4,000 on a bag, you probably still wouldn't do it.
It would be like a birthday or anniversary present, and it would probably be very hard for me to spend that type of money.
How long ago did I buy you your watch?
Birthday.
But okay, so 4 months ago. It was 4 months. I did buy it for your birthday.
But I wanted it from the day it came out.
Like I've wanted one too, and I just literally bought one today, a new Apple Watch 6, because I broke my other one. But yeah, I mean, I was like, we're boring people. We're just like really super boring.
Just like to drive fast cars.
Yeah. Hey, Lou's using my line. I like Lou's to say it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission.
He has done that plenty of times.
I need to make a shirt. I need to make a shirt like that.
He bought a motorcycle without telling me. he just basically showed up at my daughter's school where he knew I was going to be, and wanted to make
Where
sure
I
he was in
couldn't
public.
publicly get hit, right? There were witnesses.
Be in public. And then you've bought a second motorcycle and basically sent me a text message and said, bring me my helmet.
Yep.
And
electronics in cars are my weakness, right? Which
which
I'm pretty good on cars.
You bought your Camaro without telling me.
Yep.
Pretty much every vehicle you've had, you did not bother to notify me until afterwards.
I'm the sugar daddy. I get to buy things for me.
No, sugar daddy means you buy things for me.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm the sugar daddy. No, I'm a sugar daddy for myself.
You buy things for me.
Listen here, dog.
And I cook and clean and
get up here on YouTube?
get on these YouTube
Say hi. Look at the
things
you see the camera?
and
Hi,
that type of stuff.
So this is Corey. She's our 4-year-old boxer.
Oh my
4?
goodness. Yeah, she will turn 5 in May.
And this is Portia. You guys go lay down.
Portia just turned 7.
So, yeah, 7 and 4.
Mike is not an Aquarius. He
Nope,
is a Cancer. Oh, wait. You're a Cancer. Get away from me.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah. So Elijah asked how to buy a car without financing and getting hit with those extra fees. So I think every time you want to buy a car, you go in and you work like you're paying cash, right? How you're going to pay for the car, providing it's legal means. Cliff Bradley's going to start an OnlyFans so he can get a car. But so as long as it's a legal means, dealerships should not care and really don't care how you pay for a car. But so how to buy a car without financing? Save up the cash, right? You hustle. So one thing that most Americans don't do is go out there and put their financial means or their bank account first, right? They have to they want people around them to make them look like they're rich, right? So poor people buy rich things to impress people. Rich people buy rich things because they've earned them, right? So
And sometimes they don't care.
And sometimes they don't care, right? So the I want to buy a Lamborghini, but I'm not going to go out and mortgage a $500,000 car and so I can walk around and like, look what I got, right? If I bought one, I'd put it on the channel, but I don't think I would. So it just depends on what's going on, but not getting hit with those extra fees. That's again, you're working your deal as if you're paying cash, and you go in the dealership and you just like, hey, listen, this is the price I'm paying. I'm not going to pay these fees right here. The etch fee, the dock fee, not the dock fee, but the etch fee and the nitrogen fee. Hey, listen, I'll buy a car today, but those fees right there are keeping me from buying a car. So adjust them and we're good to go. Dock fees are hard to adjust. I know I get a lot of hate on that video when I did dock fees, and on the dock fee video, I get a lot of hate that says, that I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just another scam artist and stuff like that. I get that, but I'm being truthful that it's hard to get dealerships to take the dock fees away for things based off in that video. But and I always tell this to people, it's like, people are like, well, just have them negotiate the price of the car down. No, you're negotiating the price of the car. If I have a $75 dock fee and you're like, listen, I'm not paying that dock fee, and I tell you as a dealership employee that like, hey, listen, that dock fee has to be on there, and you'll be like, oh, okay, no problem. We'll just take it off the price of the car. And I don't have any more price of room in the car. I'm not going to drop that $75 dock fee. Plain and simple. Like, I'll be like, I can't. And if you get up and walk out over $75, I'm going to have to let you walk out because I have no room in my car. If you have a $500 dock fee and the dealership says, listen, we'll lower the price of the car by $500, we're good to go. That means they had $500 of room in that car. They can't do it. They don't sell cars they sell cars based off cost, and dock fee is not part of cost. So if they have $10,000 in a car and they're selling it to you for $14,000, yes, they got $500 of room. But if they have a $10,000 car, if they have a $14,000 car and they own it for $13,500, you can better bet that they're not going to give up that $500. They're going to tell you, no, we're all in. There's no more. So you're never negotiating the dock fee. If they lower the price of the car, you just lowered the price of the car. You're still negotiating the car. You can't negotiate the doc fee. It's almost impossible.
Okay. Now, Cliff said, why doesn't Mike get a Porsche? The new Turbo S is smoking every car off the line, even the McLaren 765 LT. Funny story is that our dog, Portia, she got named because Mike was being silly one day. We were looking at the type of dogs we wanted. I decided I wanted to get a boxer. And he's like, why don't we name it Portia? And, of course, I have always been in love with Porsche cars. Wanted a 911 since I was 16 years old. And so it's like we ended up naming her Portia because somebody was silly. Now, he will never probably get a Porsche because he's not so much loving those cars.
Yeah.
But he may buy me one someday.
If she wants one, she can have one. So
that's what you think.
Chris asked, can you negotiate any additional dealer discounts or negotiate the price if using the GM family discount, or is this the absolute lowest price you can get? So yeah, if you got a GMS price, that's the best price. GM actually puts in rules that we can't charge above or below that price. And on employee deals, GMS deals, and military deals, they dictate that we can only charge $75 doc fee, right? So that's when you can negotiate the doc fee. But that's governed by General Motors, right? And if we were to get audited, and again, this is the terminology I use, and it's a sad terminology. It's a sad not terminology. It's a sad what do I want to call it? Comparison. It's a sad comparison, but this is just the way you have to think because people are so happy. If I walk in and buy a car and I can negotiate that doc fee to zero, and she walks in and she can't negotiate the fee to zero, and she pays that $500 doc fee, and me and her talk and like, oh yeah, I didn't pay a doc fee. Well, they made me pay a $500 doc fee, and my dumb ass says, well, that's because you're a woman. Now she can sue, right? That's sexist. So
you are sexist.
So then we can take it to the race thing, right? So we can go to the we can just go out in left field. We can go to the race thing, and I talk about this, and I talk about it with utmost respect. But imagine a white person, a black person, an Indian person, white person, Mexican, white person. Doesn't matter what it is, but they're like, well, hey, they treated them better. Right. So then the attorney general will get in there, and the attorney general is going to like, well, I can get a bunch of money from this dealership. I'm going to do that. You go back and look at Lithium Motors. Lithium Motors got fined big money for illegal text messages. So the government fined them. Right. So that's why it's tough to do that. And if they were to get audited and be like, well, why'd you give this person $75 doc fee and this person a $500 doc fee? Well, I'm mandated by General Motors to do that. And so it's okay, perfect. And it's in writing. So everything's pretty much dead set for supplier and GM employee pricing. There is an exception. So like if I had a 2020 vehicle right now, I could probably go lower. I'd have to read the rules. I haven't read the rules on this part yet, because I don't have any of those vehicles like that. But if I have a 2020 right now, and we're so far into the 2021 model year, they would let me go lower than the GM employee price to move that vehicle. So that's like the only exception. But in a nutshell, it's one price and you can't negotiate it.
And 750 North gave us $10 for
Thanks,
their
buddy.
charity. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
And do we want to go into this conversation? 40 Year Fitness asked us earlier, do you think the direct to consumer car sales is going to be the future? Or is there still a place for independent dealerships?
So direct to car sales, manufacturer to
Tesla model.
Yep. So no, it's not going to happen. You got to realize just in General Motors, there's 4,000 GM dealerships. So right there, you got 4,000 dealerships fighting against the factory to consumer. Now let's put all the other 30 plus manufacturers in there. They're all going to fight it as well, because every single one of these franchise dealers is owned by an individual or a big conglomerate like AutoNation and stuff like that. So no, it's never going to happen.
Think of how many people get put out of a job.
Yep, correct. That too, but also there's so many laws that it would take an act of that each state law to get that. So that's why you don't see Tesla in Kentucky. There's no Tesla in Kentucky.
Tesla's not in a lot of states.
Yeah, there's no Tesla in Michigan, right? Those are two states that I know because they're close to me and I know what's going on with these two states. But yeah, if you look at Tesla, what do they call them? Showrooms or
showrooms.
They're not showrooms. They're, whatever.
It's basically wherever their service centers go is where they have the ability to sell.
Yeah. So they can't even service cars in those states, I don't believe. So when you look at Tesla and you don't see a showroom somewhere, that's because they can't be in that state because it's against the law. So no, I don't think it's ever going to be that way. And you don't want it that way. I'm telling you, I promise you, I know we talk about this all the time, about how dealers rip consumers off, but consumers are getting ripped off more by Tesla than anything else. And we're going to do a video on that down the road. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. What are you laughing about?
Everybody was hearing Corey's, it's this ball that makes weird noises when it moves around, and she absolutely loves it.
Yeah, this thing right here.
Yeah, she loves to play with it, and she loves playing with toys. So because we're not paying attention to her, she's grabbed her toys to see if mommy and daddy will play with her.
Yeah, so every morning you have coffee downstairs, and she like plays ball with you or whatever.
She
right?
will grab a toy, and we have to throw it back and forth for a while. Today I actually had my coffee upstairs, and she came up to me and she's just like looking at me and trying to, bug me and everything. And I told her, it's like, go get a toy. So she ran downstairs to grab a toy. Yep.
Awesome. Cal408 super chat. Thank you again. Every single super chat tonight goes to Blessings in a Backpack charity. And then a portion of every purchase on ChevyDudeStore.com to win the K1500. We're also at the end of the month when all that stuff is done, we're going to give a big check to them as well for that. So Cal408 says, did I get a good deal on my 17 Honda Accord Sport? It's for $18K with 40,000 miles and everything on the car was clean report. So here's I love questions like this, and you're not going to really like my answer. But it's a truthful answer. I cannot answer, did you get a good deal? Because good deal is subjective. Look it up in the dictionary. There's no such thing as a good deal, great deal, excellent deal, poor deal. It's all subjective in your mind. What I think is a good deal, you may like, this guy's an idiot. That's not a good deal, right? Or somebody in the chat may say, no, that's a horrible deal, right? But this is what I know. Talk about it more in tomorrow's video at 3:45 p.m. But right now the market's crazy high. So 18 grand probably is a good deal based off of about that little bit of information that I have. And Cliff Bradley just hit it on the nail. What trim, right? I don't know what trim. I don't know what color, because color plays a big role. But if you did your due diligence, like I teach you on all of my videos, looking at Car Gurus, looking at TrueCar, looking around at the market, what's going on, then yes. So Equinox, let's talk about Chevy Equinox right now. Right now, a good deal on an Equinox is $18,000. That's a good deal. 3 months ago, $18,000. I don't know if I want to call it a good deal or not. I could buy a 2018 Equinox with 30,000 miles 3 and 4 months ago for $15,000, and I would own them for about $15,600 once they get here from the auction fee and stuff like that. I own them for $15,600, have usually about $300 in service department fees and another $250 in detail fees. So let's say we own this car for $16,000 right now, right? We would sell them for $16,900, maybe $17,900. So make somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000. And that was a good deal. Now those cars are being sold through auction at $18,500. That's what they're going through at auction right now. Or actually, I should say that's what they did 2 weeks ago. I watched 17 of these vehicles go through auction yesterday at $20,480. 7 or 8 of them. yesterday, same vehicles from 4 months ago have raised $5,000 in price. It's absolutely insane right now. So that's where I go on and talk about good deal is subjective, because the timing, what the market's like, every market's different. I've done market research in my area, and I have the ability to look the entire country, right? So, but maybe Toyotas are huge in Lexington and Frankfort, Kentucky, but they're not so much huge here because we have Ford plants, right? So Fords may do better here than Hondas do in Louisville. So like literally an hour driving distance could make a huge market difference because of what's going on. Chevy trucks. Do you think when Indiana's got more Chevy trucks or Ford trucks in it? It's got more Chevy trucks because they got 6,000 Chevy employees up there, or 3,000 Chevy employees up there. So every market's different on what is going on. But if you've done your due diligence right, you've done your research right, and you think you got a good deal, then you got a good deal. Most of the time, and I'm saying 80 to 90% of the time, when you buy a car, everything's done right. It's very few deals out there people are getting screwed over. And typically speaking, if someone says, I got screwed over, and it's all the dealer's fault, who here knows that you'll pass blame on yourself? You'll go look in the mirror and be like, dude, it was your fault. We just don't do it as human beings. It's crazy.
I blame you all the time, though.
I get blamed for everything.
You get blamed at work and at home.
I get blamed for everything. I had a guy a couple weeks ago. I had the K1500 at work getting something done to it. I can't tell you. Video coming up. So I was getting something done to the K1500, and I just didn't want to talk to a new customer. I said, there's 10 salespeople in there. You can go in there and get it. Well, he didn't like that answer. Didn't like that answer in one shape or form. He literally goes and complains to our general sales manager. And he tells our general sales manager, if he'd work a little bit harder, he would be able to drive a newer vehicle over the K1500, right? He prejudged me. And Creed, who's the general sales manager, he did everything in his power not to laugh at this guy. He told me, and he said, what'd you say to this guy? I said I had to go to a customer's house at 6:30. It was like 5:15, 5:30ish time. I had just literally hung up with 3 phone calls. Somebody was talking to me at the truck, and I just told him that I'm not taking new customers right now, and there's 10 salespeople inside. He's like, well, he didn't like that. I'm like, well, I don't care. So, but yeah, I thought it was funny when he said, well, if he'd work a little harder, he could drive a nicer vehicle.
Definitely did not know who you were.
Nope, that's all right. I like it that way. So go ahead. You got one?
Well, Michael just threw in the super chat. So what on earth are you going to do with all the orders you put in that were black 1LTs?
So they don't do nothing. So he's referring to what I told I told 23 of my Corvette customers that are waiting on cars to get built. I put fake orders in to see if I could trick the system, and it didn't work. So what'll happen with all those orders is I can go in and delete them, but there's just no reason for me to do that. But they'll just sit there, and GM will delete them next year or something like that when 21s are done. So I have no risk of getting those things moved at all.
Okay. Let's talk about this. Chris Lopez asks, is a dealership responsible to help me correct an error based on the mileage they reported to Carfax when I took it in for service? Mileage shows it went from 42K to 17K per the Carfax.
Okay. So the documentation is key to this, right? No, they're not. They should, but they're not obligated to do so. But the dealership should do so, and I would maybe go to their used car manager and talk to the used car manager, because most likely, if it's a good dealership, the used car manager has run into a discrepancy with Carfax, and they can fill out a form with Carfax and send it in and get it fixed in a week. It's like 20 minutes tops of work for you, or for them. But you can maybe look on Carfax.com and look at how to fix an error and see if that you can do it yourself. And what you would need is repair orders, like 3 repair orders, a repair order prior to the odometer being a mistake, the one that is the mistake, and the one after the mistake. And so when you have all three of those and be like, listen, they made a mistake. Here's a picture of my odometer. It's a 21 Silverado. It's almost impossible to roll that odometer back, right? Modern day cars, it's almost impossible. It's possible, but modern day cars, it's almost impossible to do. So that's what I think you should do. But there are rules and procedures for Carfax to fix things, and it should be done pretty simple.
Okay, so we had a teensy bit of this earlier, but this comment popped up that really I feel needs to be addressed. People would be able to get excellent deals if they could simply buy cars directly from the factories.
Okay. What do you think?
Not going to happen.
Why?
Because everybody wants to haggle. The way Tesla does things, it's one price. There's no negotiating. There's no wiggle room. There's nothing. So they don't give rebates. They don't give anything. They just charge you sticker for the car. And everybody has gotten into a mentality when you go to a dealership that you can negotiate your price from sticker.
Yep.
And dealerships a lot of times sell below sticker. Minus like the C8.
Yep.
So, I mean, how are you getting a excellent deal from a factory if you're going to be paying sticker for the car?
Yep. Go negotiate your grocery bill. That's all I got to say. You're not buying directly from the factory from them. Go negotiate your grocery bill. You spend more per month on groceries, the average family does, than what the average family pays on one car payment. Okay. So now I know people have 2 and 3 car payments, but I'm talking one bill. One car bill, one grocery bill. You can't negotiate in your grocery bill, and you know that, right? So, and the car business is going this way. The car business is going to no negotiating. I just talked about this. I literally just talked about this today with someone. Saturn was a blip in the radar for the auto industry. They were around for 20 years, and they were a blip in the radar. But they were just ahead of their times of no negotiating. This is the price, right? But today, I'm telling you, in the last 5 years of me negotiating, if in 5 years, over the thousands of cars that I sold, in 5 years, if I negotiated $10,000 in price, I'd be shocked. And I think that's high. I bet it's not $5,000 over thousands of car deals, because my dealership, we price our things dead on, and I'll look someone straight in the eye, take it or leave it. Now, if they come to me and say, well, listen, blah, 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 and it's a legitimate thing, and I think it's legitimate because I'm pretty much straight shooter. I'll look at that from a business standpoint. I'm like, I think you're right. I have no problem telling a customer I'm wrong. I have no problem telling them that, hey, that's a good point. Let me look into that, or let me get somebody else's opinion on that and just kind of think about it for a second. But I'm telling you, over the thousands of car deals that I've done, if I've negotiated $10,000, I'd be shocked. It's absolutely insane. And this is a good thing for everybody that we have one price. There's a lot of places out there. Hyundai has a map, right? So there's a lot of places out there, a lot of companies out there that they can't sell below a certain price, and if they do, they lose their right to sell that product. And that's the way the car business is going. And 𝘊𝘢 is a moron, right? It's very, very much a genius, but very much a moron too. Is all of a sudden one day he's like, I'm closing every showroom, and you can just buy on the website. And then he finds out, oh crap, I've got $1.2 billion in real estate contracts. Well, and that same day he lowered the prices and publicly said, hey, listen, I'm lowering all the prices. We're closing all our showrooms. We're going to save you guys a ton of money. And then he realizes this $1.2 billion in real estate contracts and is like, oh crap. And he keeps everybody on board, raises the prices back up. And in that 2-day window that the prices were down, what happened to those prices? They went back up.
Oh, I mean, they always go back up.
Yeah, no, but I mean, people who are like, oh yeah, sweet, perfect, man. I put my $100 deposit down, and they got this lower price, and then they came back and said, no, we're not honoring that lower price. That's what happens with the manufacturer.
Most of the time, Tesla does not honor the price when you put a deposit down.
No, it can change.
It's the order. I mean,
Yep.
It's just kind of like with C8s. You have deposits. You can't guarantee a price until you put order, and it gets price protected by Chevrolet.
Yes, but see, this is what the dealers have done. So what most people don't know is the price protection is not General Motors saying, "Oh, okay, we'll price protect you." This is the dealers, the dealer council coming to General Motors and say that's not fair. You know, this customer had a price in, boom, and that's what people don't see. What's happening behind closed doors is that the dealerships, the dealer principals, go to General Motors and say, "Nah, it's not that way." Just like I mentioned earlier, there's 4,000 General Motors dealerships out there. That's 4,000 people putting pressure on General Motors to take care of the customers because of that dealership principle, that small business, because dealerships are small businesses. They are trying to make sure that they get their cut of the pie in their local communities and help out their local communities. So there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that people don't realize, and they just look at a very narrow thin of everything.
Okay. I like this question. And the person's name is Hello.
Hola.
Is it possible to bribe the salesman in order to get the car at a lower or at the lowest price possible?
Ooh, that's a good one. So
my 2 cents is you're not going to know whether or not that's the lowest price.
Right. Yeah.
You can bribe your salesman all you want, and salesmen will take that money. What? Am I not focused now?
It's not focused for some reason, but you're good.
Oh, you just wanted to make me look really blurred out and nasty or something.
Keep going.
Oh,
You're ranting.
I'm ranting. But, you know, you're just never going to know whether or not that was the lowest price on the car.
You never know, right? Yeah, you do. You never know. But I say this all the time. Build a relationship, right? Just because it's a car salesman doesn't mean that that's a bad person. I had someone make a comment on YouTube today, and I usually don't respond to negative comments, but you know, the car salesmen still get a bad rap. And I say this over and over and over again, that the car salesperson is completely different than what it was 20 years ago. And people are good. Most car salespeople are good. Oh, the guy might have deleted his comment. Did I screenshot that? So you can delete your comment, but screenshots last forever. So this guy wrote, I would hate to buy a car from this guy. He looks like he gets irritated quick and a liar. So I don't get irritated quickly. I definitely don't lie. And I wrote back to him.
What video was that on?
5 questions to never ask
a
dealership. So I said, when you judge another, you don't define them. It defines you, who you are. That's what I said to the guy. And he came back. It's like, nice comeback. It's like, that wasn't a comeback. That's what I truly feel. Don't judge someone. So it's hard to go in and judge someone based off of what someone else has done or what is happened in the past. And that's why I say build a relationship. I've got a lot of customers that I've built relationships with the years, and they don't want to do business with anyone else because they know. And that's what I want. And I'm honored that I have this relationship. And I even have my owner's friends, like they golf with them, right? This is how good close of a friend they are. They go golfing together. And Mr. Bachman goes to Ireland every couple years for a golfing trip with a bunch of people, and it's kind of like a church thing.
And you have to take a drink right in the middle of that.
So, and so this is how close he is. I've got several of his friends that don't even tell him he's looking for a car. They just contact me directly. And I'm like, that's a huge honor, right? Because these are good friends of his, and they call me first. They don't call him. It's crazy. Brewer's one of them. Randy Fields is one of them. Couple others.
That's good. AC says you're not saying awesome enough tonight.
wait till Walkwire on Wednesday next week.
Next week?
This week, I guess. Yeah, Wednesday. It's still Saturday, so it'd be next week's. The week starts on Sunday.
No, I'm just trying to think of whether or not you actually had something shot.
I did.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
I got it done.
I know this past Wednesday you had a lot of awesomes.
Yep.
In that.
We're having fun with awesome this week.
I definitely have gotten on him about not saying that so much. So, okay. Chris Lopez also asked, how long is the wait for a custom Silverado order?
So it should be about 8 weeks or so. Just depends on, again, we got
whether or not it needs a chip.
Yeah. So, but the plants haven't shut down one bit. So hopefully they go quick, but about 8 weeks or so.
And you answered that way too quickly that I have not. Okay. Can you buy an extended warranty on a lease buyout from a different dealership than the one you leased the car to begin with?
So yeah, you can buy an extended warranty from anybody you want. Never buy one from someone who calls you and we wanted to talk to you about your extended warranty, right? Never buy one from those companies ever.
Or the mailer that
ever.
you get that says,
or the mail.
I'm sorry, your extended warranty is up on the car that you owned, 5 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Only buy it from a dealer. Only buy it from someone that you can walk in. And if you got a complaint, you're like, I bought this warranty. I bought this warranty. And something's going on wrong and they're not taking care of it, right? If I'm looking at you in your face and I'm in your face and like, what's wrong with this? I want my car fixed. That's a whole lot better than I need my car fixed and you're not doing it. And please hold. And you're on hold for 20 minutes and they come back and they didn't do anything about it, right? So huge difference of talking to somebody in person and talking with somebody and over the phone. So always buy it directly from a dealer and whatnot. I was thinking about this, Ken. He says, Ken, the new CD t-shirt is awesome. And I was actually thinking about making something that said awesome on it. My wheels are turning. I don't have it figured out yet. I thought literally just making the word awesome with black bars on it. Like Hoonigan, like Hoonigan does, just but put awesome on there. I don't know. So
Chevy dude is awesome.
No. We wouldn't do that.
Okay, Walter's asked this question several times, and we just haven't been able to get to it. Any good rebates on Camaros right now?
So there's no rebates on Camaros. I think maybe $1,000. So there's nothing. Camaro, I don't understand it. I hate it because the Ford people just bash me all day long on this. But the Camaro's going away. GM's not interested in building Camaros. I have no idea why. They said that, the reason why Ford outsells us is because we're $5,000 more than that. Okay, so build a $5,000 cheaper car. Ford does it. Why can't we do it? And we're a whole lot smarter than Ford. And so people were buying Mustangs. And now they're going away. Now they're just giving up again. But this whole electric thing, they're just going into this electric thing. And that's what's killing everything. It's probably a little political. I'm not into politics. I don't even want to think about it because I'm not educated enough on it. But it's just they're trying to appease people. And I think at the same time that back in 2008 and 2009 when we had to sit in front of Congress and ask for money, that they learned a lot. They sat there and they flew their private jet to Washington D.C. and they got blasted. And that was an eye-opener for them. I think that was a good eye-opener. But at the same time, now they're being very cautious on stuff and whatnot. So they're trying to appease the government. Don't know why. Let's just do it. Let's just make vehicles. And with this semiconductor that they're not putting in these trucks they're killing the active fuel management and the dynamic fuel management. These trucks are only getting 1 less mile per gallon. It's not that big of a deal. This is just proven fact that active fuel management and dynamic fuel management is trash. And it's not a fuel savings like they say it is. And it causes more harm than good with the dropping of lifters and longevity and all that stuff. So,
and Ben has said stuff about this several times, but he just said Chevy should take a page from Dodge's book and make the Camaro a 4-door sedan. My problem is Chevy tried to have
we did. Yep.
a 4-door performance car with the SS and it just bombed.
Yep. I think the issue with the SS is it was confusing on the name. I really think they should have made it a G8, used Pontiac's name. They could have made it GTO again, another Pontiac name. But they should have just had it a completely different name. They had the Caprice, which was the police version of that car, which they could have done the Caprice again. But yeah, they did, and it just bombed. That car is so high dollar right now. Go out and look for a G8 a Pontiac G8 that hasn't been made since 2009, I guarantee you'll find some in the mid 20s, 1,000-mile range, and they'll still be $35,000.
Yeah, you actually loved your G8 that you drove for a while.
Yep.
I mean, Anya and I really liked the Grand Prix GXP that we had. But yeah, I mean, no 4-door performance car at a Chevy.
Yep.
It's just not going to happen again.
Nope, unfortunately. And GM's pretty much said that by 2035 that they want to be all electric. That means our half-ton Silverados are going to be electric.
And I don't get the electric trucks. I don't get it. Unless you're just buying a truck to drive daily, to not be used for hauling, not to be used, as a truck, and you're just going to be driving it. I just really don't get it.
Yeah.
But earlier, Ken was talking about when will the price of C7s come down? They're more than a C8 base price.
So I don't think anytime soon. And I've said this for multiple years. So back in 2000, we're in 20. Back in 2019, 18, all over the internet, people were like, "Oh, I'm not going to buy a C8. I'll just wait till the C8 comes out." Or I'm not going to buy, no, this is what it was. I'm not going to buy a new C7. I'll wait till the C8 comes down and the C7s drop in price. And this is exactly what I said. I said, really? I said, what makes you think that? Because C6 and C5 haven't dropped since the C7 came out. And the C7s certainly haven't dropped, and they've went up in price. So I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. It's just like I said earlier in the broadcast that I think they're going to delay the Z06 for a year. I don't think they want to build the Z06 because the demand is so high for the C8 still that this makes the market value much higher, and they'll probably raise the price another $1,000. So now they're going to get a little bit more money out of these cars, which again I think is good. It's still a hell of a value for what it is, and so that helps out us all. It helps everyone out that these cars are still so high priced. It just helps everyone out that they're not devaluing in any way, shape, or form. You can have them, you can have some fun with them for a few years, and then you can go back and sell them, trade them in, and not lose your butt on them. Our car we bought for somewhere around $65,000, and I bet it's still worth $50,000 today, right now.
I know.
A 2016 Corvette that we've had for almost 6 years with 25,000 miles on it, it's probably still worth $50,000 retail, 48, 47 retail, and we haven't lost any money on it. And in that time, we've had all those years to enjoy it.
I'm sitting here thinking, should we sell it so Mama can get her new car?
Oh, geez, you're crazy.
Since you won't buy it for me.
Right. So I'm going to hit this one right here. So 𝘊𝘊𝘳 𝘉𝘶, he
that's
says,
where I was going.
Perfect. If I place a C8 deposit now, can I request to be moved to a 23 model? So here's what I tell everyone that puts a car down. You're not putting a deposit down to guarantee a model year. I don't know what model years they're going to do. We don't know what is happening past April. We know that we're going to have allocations this month. After that, we have no idea what's going on. We have no idea the production schedule for C8. We have no idea if they're going to have other shutdowns. If you weren't earlier in the live video, I talked about why they're shutting down so much that nobody else has talked about or said out there. So with that being said, you're basically saying, hey, Mike, I want to reserve a Corvette for you. I know it's going to take 18 to 24 months to get a car, and we just sit back and wait. If for the next 18 months they build 22 Corvettes, 22 model year Corvettes, it doesn't matter if they've switched 5 times in that 18 months. Now we're on 2032 Corvettes.
2032. Wow.
I'm just saying. I'm just making up a number.
How did
right?
we go from 2022 to 32?
Right. But it's still 2022, right? Model year. It's calendar year is 2022, but they're making 2032 model years, right? Whatever they want to do, they can do. But we obviously know that's a little out there and very, very far fetched. I'm just trying to make my point that we're just sitting here waiting for them to get the production going. That's all it is. Ron said he sold his 16 Vet for $49,900. I'm telling you. Crazy prices, and I'm glad they're crazy. This isn't a bad crazy. This is good for us who buy them. And if you or sell them, but if you buy one, it's most likely going to stay up there. It's summer season right now. You can buy one right now and you're going to pay a high premium for it and move it down. I just sold a Corvette that I didn't even post because I did post this Corvette. Did I post this Corvette? Yes, I did post a video on this Corvette. I posted this Corvette. 20 minutes later, I sold it to somebody who didn't see the Corvette video. And this car was bought brand new in 2017 for $73,000. I sold it for $68,000. 2017 model year car. Insane. Love it.
Do you? Mm-hmm. Are you sure about that? I'm not so sure. Okay. Why don't you go through your spiel?
It's a spiel. So no, it's not a spiel. We're supporting a great charity, Blessings in a Backpack. So we're going to give away the K1500 and you get your entries at ChevyDudesStore.com. And with every paid entry you get, it's going to support Blessings in a Backpack. And Blessings in a Backpack is a phenomenal charity that helps kids not go hungry when they're not in school and stuff. So, and they're a local charity to Kentucky, but they're a nationwide charity out there. And then every single super chat tonight, we always make sure we answer every single super chat question. But every single super chat that comes in tonight, we are going to provide that money to Blessings in a Backpack.
It's called donate.
Donate. Yeah, I said the wrong thing. So we're going to donate 100% of the super chats tonight to Blessings in a Backpack.
Okay. Now, Matthew asked, and we're going to hit this a little bit, but there's several questions coming in that, guys, tomorrow night's video is going to give you so much information. So we can't hit everything. But Matthew asked, roughly when are the best months for a Blazer rebate? If I'm going to order one, it's hard to think 8 weeks in advance.
So, so the rebates are consistent throughout the year. They're just consistent throughout the year. And so just buy when you're ready, right? That's what I tell everybody. You know, if you watch my video on how to special order a car, and in the thumbnail is me doing this with a dealership on one side and the factory on the other side. If you watch that video, I talk about it in there that the rebates are traditionally the same throughout the year.
Sounds good. And I saw somebody mention a Pontiac Firebird earlier. Oh, yeah, I love the Trans Am. I was like in love with that when growing up. And we've talked about doing a project car. I would love to do a Pontiac, but I know that's going to be a lot harder to get a hold of than like a Camaro.
Yep. All right. I just did this literally right now. Everybody's on the live stream. We have 181 people on here. Go to ChevyDudesStore.com after the live stream and pick up anything you want, and I'll pay for shipping if you use the code LIVE at discount at checkout. Use the code LIVE.
Make sure you use the code.
Yes, if you don't use the code, you don't use the code. I'm not gonna do anything about it. But use the code LIVE at checkout. Free shipping on everything you do. Right now, I have $99 you have to spend. So if you buy something for $5, you buy something for $10, you get those entries, and it's free shipping. And it expires at $11.59. So ChevyDudesStore.com, get your entries, support Blessings in a Backpack, and you get free shipping.
Well, here Patrick says, if Mike will bite the bullet and sell me a Ram limited 1,500, I will donate 500 to Blessings in a Backpack.
We can make that happen. That's awesome. We can make that happen.
Just make sure you go to ChevyDude.com and schedule a phone call or appointment, contact him that way.
And all of our inventory is on Bachman CDJR. So Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, CDJR. I don't know if the general public calls that CDJR like we do in the automotive industry.
In the business, in the auto business, everybody knows CDJR.
Yeah, BachmanCDJR.com has all of our stuff. So Stephen Rapp just hit $15. Is there a new car you'd buy today as a collector car to somebody to resell and perhaps triple your money, assuming your lifespan of 25 years? So I think the ZR1. I already know that answer, right? I think the ZR1 is that car. And then pretty much any Porsche GT2, GT3 RS, those cars are collector cars. I think back in the mid-90s, 911s, turbos are good cars to buy. Right now, they're high dollar. They're still $100,000, and they're $100,000 back then. So I think there's a lot of good cars.
Has your dealership ever taken a Tesla in on trade or sold a used Tesla? How in the world would you guys pre-inspect that?
So we own one, right?
We own the Tesla they took in on trade.
So our dealership did take a Tesla on trade and we bought it. But there really isn't any inspection process. Our Subaru store took another Tesla in on trade and somebody had mentioned it and they came and got me because they were interested in buying it. It's like, hey, will you look at this with me? And so I went down there and looked with it and it was kind of beat up. But I'm like, they had it in service. I'm like, what are you looking at in here? Do you even know what to look at? And they're like, no. They're like, but we have to inspect every car that comes in. I'm like, well, there's nothing to inspect on these cars. And I said, just put it out on a lot. And I said, I looked at the year and stuff. It said it's still covered under warranty. I said,
other than tire wear and brake pads, there's really nothing like windshield wipers. I mean, we only replace things when needed.
Yep.
We have not replaced our brakes since we got the car. We did have to replace tires. I have just over 70,000 miles on the car now. And we've, had
windshield
a few
wiper,
things.
fluid pump.
Yeah,
$150.
a few things.
I mean, we haven't with tires included. I mean, we haven't spent $1,000 in this car in 3 years. But if you take the tires out of it, we spent $500.
Yeah.
So, and I don't remember what I spent on tires. So AC asked, what was your honest thoughts when 717 destroyed his TRX? So we talked about this a couple of weeks on a live stream, and personally, I don't care. It's not my car. I don't care. Does it heartbreak me to see a $100,000 truck get damaged and blew up like what he did? Yeah. Was I entertained that he put those stupid mud tires on it, set it on fire and stuff like that? Yeah, it was kind of funny. I didn't get to watch those videos, and I don't watch a lot of YouTube because I'm so busy. But I see more Instagram stuff, and I text him like, "What'd you do?" And he tells me, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" And so but it's like it's humorous. Whistling Diesel. I think Whistling Diesel has been doing this for a few years. I don't get to really watch any of his videos either, but I think he loves to fire back at his trolls, and that's what keeps his content going. And then he just does dumb stuff that is just so far out in left field. And that's what he likes to do. So it's their vehicle. Do I want to spend $100,000 on something and just go destroy it? Nope. But
will I let you? Absolutely not.
You don't tell me what to do.
And yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
I'm the boss around here. I'm your producer. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
So if it has to do with a YouTube video, it has to go through me.
Oh, man.
And I just wanted to say your auto advocate's on here.
I just saw that. Yes, thank you. I love these guys. I don't get to watch their videos either. I see some of their thumbnails and kind of know what they're talking about because we're in the same industry and I don't need to watch my own industry stuff. But if
you might learn something.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but if I don't watch what other people do and then do videos based off of what they do. I do things of what I think of, or maybe an interaction I had with a customer. I'm like, oh, that's a good video idea, right? I come up with things organically. And then through the research and recon phase, I'll go out there after I've wrote all my notes down, and I'll start looking at things like what thumbnails are out there, if there's any videos like this out there. And prior to your auto advocate and the other one, Kevin Hunter, prior to those two guys coming on board, there was nobody out there dedicated to car business. It was just me. And so I didn't really have anybody to look at and do. Now there's maybe Honest Finance. I've seen he subscribes to my channel. Whiteboard Finance is another one. And then just people do off and on like car buying tips, right? That's not what their channel is dedicated to. So I'll go out and do some research and be like, oh, that's a good point. They said that wrong. I'm gonna tweak it a little bit, but that's a good point to talk about. And it's just like a good collaborative, like without like us being on each other's channel. It's a good collaborative to back each other up and to help each other out and to do what I wanted to do from 2000 and change the automotive industry for the good. And I think that's happening with consumers being smarter and stuff like that. So your auto advocate's a really good one. But so But sometimes we do similar videos, and it's funny after I've got the video shot, and I'm like, I don't really like this thumbnail. Let's change it up, and I start doing that research and whatnot. But I don't get to watch their videos, but I do see them pop up on my feed because of my what I look for on my thing. So I've got a fake YouTube channel or fake YouTube profile that I use just for research.
You have a fake channel. It's called Chevy Dude.
Yeah, I have a fake login so that I can just do certain research and with some certain strategies I can't talk about because of NDA stuff. But I have some strategies that I do that I use that on, and when I'm logged in, that's when I see them. But good channel, and they have good content as well. Appreciate you guys being here.
Saw a question regarding a scam, so we're going to talk about this.
Perfect.
Do some dealership scams include falsely telling the bank you make more income than you actually do? Is that a shady thing to do, and how do you avoid that?
It's illegal, and you know who's on the hook for it? You are, because you have to sign the credit app. And you're signing that credit app, and when you look at the little fine print, and I couldn't even tell you what it says because I haven't read one in years, but I do know that it says that you swear or affirm or attest, whatever you want to call it, that everything on this credit app is correct. And what we do as a finance manager, as finance managers, is the salespeople will take the credit app, and then the finance managers have a printed version, and we do it on the computer, and it's saved in there, and we don't have access to it anymore. So the finance managers will come out and with a printed version, and they will confirm everything is accurate, that the name is spelled right, the social's right, the birthday's right, the income's right, this is where they work. They confirm everything because we're an ethical dealership, and we want to protect our banks, but we want to protect our consumers as well. But you are on the hook for any misdoings. Now, if you have an 800 credit score, the likelihood of anything happening is nothing. But some things are legal, right? So I'm working with a customer right now who's got a 500 credit score, needs a vehicle, he's got money down, and he gets Social Security, and Social Security gives him $1,300 a month. Well, excuse me. So gives him $1,350 a month to be exact. But that's not the income that I want to put on the credit app. I actually want to gross that up. So I gross that up by 25%. And that's the amount that I want to put in the credit app because the banks want to know gross income. And so that's what I need to put on there. So Social Security and stuff like that, they give you net money. They don't give you gross. So you're allowed to gross that up legally. And I let the banks know that too, because like, especially in his instance, he's going to have to prove his income, right? So, and I will put in the notes, this is grossed up, net income of this, I grossed it up by 25%, blah, 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 in the notes. And they'll be like, okay, no problem. That's cool. So there is instances like that it is legal. But if there's false things on your credit report and the dealership did it, you need to call your attorney general's office and let them know that this is happening because it's absolutely illegal. And I want those people busted. And if they go to jail, I don't care. They go to jail. If their dealership gets shut down, I don't care. Shut their dealership down. But it's absolutely illegal and it's absolutely wrong for the industry. And that's me protecting our industry and that I love so much that has been good for my family and whatnot. But yeah, don't do it and don't allow that to happen. And there's so many catches, right? So if I sat here and put a credit app in today with one income and you were at dealership B and with a different income and I send it to the same bank, they're going to see that and they'll be like, well, why do you guys have one income and they have another income? Like, I don't know. I wasn't there. I have no idea. This is what I have. I got paycheck stubs. I got proof, whatever the case may be.
Okay. Danny says, saw your video on the new VW electric car, and I recall that your daughter owned a newer Beetle. What are your thoughts on the last generation Beetle?
So I'm definitely not a Beetle guy, right? But they're cool cars. You know, I kind of like how Volkswagen's backup camera, when you put it in reverse, the whole VW emblem goes zoop, you know, and that's where the backup camera comes out. So I think that's kind of cool. But Volkswagens, I think, are kind of a little bit behind the times on their stuff. The ID4 is different. I think the ID4 is a really good vehicle. So what I didn't do, because the video didn't do, I didn't do a first drive video because the video didn't do real well as I anticipated it wasn't going to do real well. But and there's a ton of ID4 videos out there, but so the like the car's got vibrating seats. They're not like Mercedes or vibrating seats, massaging seats. They're not like Mercedes massaging seats. Mercedes massaging seats are
I want to
amazing.
find these vibrating seats that are not like the Silverado that, you know, tells you you're going over the lane.
Wrong channel here, babe.
Oh, sorry.
But there are a lot of cool features on that ID4 that I think, and I had a lot of people from overseas tell me, is like, you guys are so lucky. The ID4 is so much cheaper than like Sweden and stuff like that. Like I had a lot of people from other countries comment on that, which I think is cool. But I like it. I like the Volkswagen. Your Auto Advocate says, I was talking about him a little bit. Educated car buyers are the best car buyers. They are. I mean, and I'm telling you, and he'll agree, or they'll agree, that when you're educated, you can't get scammed. You can't. The best thing you do is pop up out of that seat, say, see you later, and let them run after you. Let them call you 50 times. Go to another dealership. And then you tell that dealership that you went to, yeah, I was over at ABC Motors and they tried to do this to me, and I wasn't having it. You don't do that stuff, do you? Boom. That's a hard close right there. That's so strong to close the car salesman to say yes or no. Yep, we sure do. Nope. They're never going to say yes. And then if they do it, like, wait a second, you told me an hour ago you don't do this stuff. Boom, done. That's education right there. That's not something that anybody teaches you out there of what to say and what to do. Okay, Matt's RVs. He's got a kind of okay channel, Matt RV. Now he had 100,000 not too long ago. Congratulations. That's on good. Matt's. He wants to know why you have a separate channel for your shorts. So in a nutshell, I think we can talk about this, right? Basically, in a nutshell, we were told to do a separate channel. But also the fact that we did not want shorts to hurt or change our analytics on this channel. Yeah. So I hired a consultant for my YouTube channel last July, and I pay him a lot of money per year to do things. And he has advice unique to every channel. And YouTube Shorts was coming out. And if you don't know, I do have a YouTube Shorts channel. The description's in the video. The link is in the description of this video. And so I just created a second channel based off of his advice. And I thought it was good advice. I was kind of like leaning that way. I did not want to start putting short form vertical video on this channel, and not to sit here and like say anything, but I watch Mr. Beast a lot, and I know a lot of what goes on behind the scenes with him. Again, with NDAs, I can't talk about it, but I know what goes on behind the scenes with most of his stuff, and he's so analytical on his stuff. And I'm not sure where he's at, but I know he's over 50 million subscribers. But when a guy who's got 50 million plus subscribers tells you this is the way to do it, yeah, you just do what he says. You don't question it. So I was told by my consultant that also consults for Mr. Beast. I was told to not do shorts on my channel. But if you go look at Legal Eagle, he does do shorts on his channels, and he's got over 1 million subscribers, right? So he's 10 times the size my channel is. He does shorts on his videos and are on his channel, and it's helped his channel out. So, still question it, But, your shorts don't always have to do with what this channel has to do with. Correct. Yes. And different content. We are, looking at eventually having some new type of content. Correct. And stuff. So the shorts channel is kind of helping us, figure some things out. Yep. So Lou asked, what's a fair and average doc fee on a C8? So I think $300-400 is a fair fee. And I don't know if your Auto Advocate's on here. I don't know what their decision is or what they're saying. So we might contradict each other here, which is fine. But someone says, and I don't think it's your auto advocate saying this, but someone's out there saying $75 is the max doc fee to pay and to negotiate that down. One, they have no credibility behind saying this is what the fee should be, because they have no idea. They can't, if they can justify why it should be $75, I would like to hear that. But $300 to $400 is the real number. That's reasonable. That's fair in today's market. But I don't agree with doc fees. So just so you know, I don't agree with doc fees in any way, shape, or form. But in reality, dealerships have them, and I've talked about it earlier. I don't want to talk about it going on more and more about it. But you just can't negotiate them out. It's tough. And Brad says, shorts like in jeans? No, shorts.
No, he says, I like jeans.
Oh, shorts. I like jeans. Oh.
And this is funny because Bob says, I feel like you have barely promoted the shorts channel.
I have.
There's a reason for it.
Yeah, there's a reason for that as well. Correct. So this consultant I hired is teaching me a lot of new things that I didn't know prior to last year on YouTube. So I'm trying some of the things he taught me to see if I'm growing my channel, and it's doing it. Like, I haven't promoted it, and I got 8,000 subscribers on that channel by not going here on this channel and saying, go watch my shorts channel, right?
You had a video blow up that you didn't even know
4 million,
about.
4 million views in a week. Yeah.
Yeah. Too bad that wasn't long enough to be paid.
So yeah, short videos are not monetized, but like I've been thinking about this the last, month or so. I think I told you about Friday videos. Did I tell you about that?
I don't.
Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just thinking about it and just.
I mean, you're always telling me something, but we just like, I don't know. Sometimes.
So Walk Around Wednesday is doing really good. I like the outcome of that video, of those videos. I want to see them doing 50, 60, 70,000 views every week, but that comes back to what I'm doing. So I know a lot of it's on me and not on people not viewing them. So, and I'm trying to change that, but
awesome.
So awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, but
you need to say awesome sauce.
So I'm thinking about doing, so there's a little bit of strategy behind a video to let it sit there and marinate and not just upload day after day after day after day. So, there's a reason we did some Friday live videos and Saturday live videos, right? So there's everything I do on YouTube, there's a lot of work behind the scenes to do. So I think I'm going to put it on the shorts channel and not do it vertical, do a horizontal video on shorts channel every Friday of doing feature Friday. But what I'm thinking here is my channel currently, this channel got big because I was showing people features of cars, right? You can go backwards and Google how to program your garage door opener, and you see that video's got a ton of views. I don't even know where it's at. But that video is really bad of how I did it. But it's not content that I can put on the channel today. So I don't think I want to do these feature Fridays on the main channel. I think I want to go to the second channel and do that because it's fun for me. I enjoy showing people features on cars. Like literally a great video of mine is how to sit in the Corvette, how to properly sit in the Corvette. And once I do these feature Fridays, that's going to be the first video I do. I'm going to how to sit in the Corvette. And now knowing what I know on YouTube and how to properly structure a video, it's going to be a really good video, and it's going to pop off and it's going to do really well. But so I don't tell people about the shorts videos either, because I'm testing stuff out. So it's all about the analytics and the algorithm and stuff like that. So it's like there's so much stuff behind the scenes, and it's so much fun, and it's so addicting as well. And so I'm just trying to see what's happening. And the video that popped off, it was another scam video, right? It was kind of made up, but people are bashing me on it. It's hilarious. It's so fun. It's so funny. So ask, what do you predict that Chevy will change in the industry for better or for worse? So they're going to go all electric. We know that by 35. I think that's bad. I think that's really bad. I think that's a political stunt personally, and I don't think you mix business and politics. But that's, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think Chevy's going to do in, say, 10 years?
I mean, like you said, there's no thinking about it. They've already said they're going electric. So, it's just, are they going to finally make electric cars to look like cars instead of some weird...
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly...
weird crap.
That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to make weird looking electric cars, and they shouldn't. That's the worst part of it.
Yeah.
So Dominique asked, how long does it take to get a C8 from when it goes to 2000 status? It just varies, but typically 8 weeks or so, right about that. It seems like where it's at, depending on if there's any shutdowns, any holdups on parts, stuff like that. But around 8 weeks, and to my dealership from the factory, 2 to 3 weeks after that. So you're looking at about 12 weeks total once it goes 2000 status on. So again, everything's depends on what happens down the road.
AC wants to know when we're getting out to Cali.
I don't know. So
the end of September.
Oh yeah, end of September we'll be in Cali.
We'll be in LA.
Yep. We'll be in LA.
As of right now.
Right by the airport too. So we have a convention that obviously not last year, but that I've been going to every few years. It's in California. It's in LA, and it's literally right next to the airport. Like I could walk from the hotel to the airport, but I take an Uber instead.
Okay. Well, we have been on here for 2 hours. We are going to stay on for another 7 minutes, and we are close to hitting some good money for our blessings in a backpack.
We're at $259. We'll talk about it. We're at $259. So any super chat that comes in.
Can we get up to 300 before?
Yep. Any
in
super
the next
chat
7 minutes.
goes straight to blessings in a backpack, and then of course go to ChevyDudeStore.com till 11:59 tonight for you who are on the live stream. Purchase anything on there, you get your entries to win the truck, and a big portion of the proceeds also is going to go to Blessings in a Backpack. So we're helping a great charity, and if you've never heard of Blessings in a Backpack, they're a charity based out of Shelbyville, Kentucky, and they help kids make sure they have food when they're not in school, and they do this all across the country. So I'm sure last year was a big struggle for them. So I'm really excited, and you'll notice that the charities I like to support are along to kids. And I think, and I said it in the last video, right? I've got videos mixed up.
You have too many videos, maybe.
So, I said in the last video in front of the grill what I told Zach about a kid's life, right? Okay. I just want to make sure I got my videos correct. So many videos shot that we don't have live yet that I've got shot and edited and all that stuff. And I watch them over and over and over again. So, I've always thought, and I learned this from personal experience, right? Kids are a sponge. We know that as adults. We know kids learn everything. Kids see everything. Kids are so smart now. Now they say that 2-year-olds, can work iPhones better than 30-year-olds, right? So, I told my son when he became a police officer, just make a difference in a kid's life. Just regardless of who cares what the kid is or who the kid is, make something different in his life. Make him remember you. And as a kid, I can remember all the bad things. I can remember all the good things that people did to me. Bullied in school, bullied by family, meeting you. That was another bad thing. So we're just joking. Some people don't know that we're joking. We've been together since 1992. So,
and I was the best thing that ever happened to him.
Well, I wouldn't say best, but pretty close.
No, I definitely was.
I would call it good.
Oh, the people that know us and know the way you grew up, no, I'm the best thing that ever happened to you.
But so I like helping out kids charities, and did we talk about what we talked about 3 Wednesdays ago on our call? I don't think that's in a new video. That's in a video not produced yet or public yet. So
I think you may have said something about
maybe something, but we'll wait. But so no, it's awesome to help out kids, and we love doing it. So Chris, thanks for the super chat. But yeah, every penny of tonight's super chats goes to Blessings in a Backpack, and then we're going to donate for every purchase on ChevyDudeStore.com, and you get to enter to win 5 times. You get for every $1 that you spend there, you get 5 times entries to win the truck. And maybe you can use a truck, maybe you can sell the truck, maybe you give it away to somebody. I don't know. You do whatever you want with the truck. I prefer you not to jump it, but
And Chris did want to know what model Chevy, other than a Vet, Camaro, or Chevelle, is your favorite body style?
Vet, Camaro, Chevelle, body style.
No, other than.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking.
I mean, I actually kind of like the Monte Carlos.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, absolutely. So the Monte Carlo was something that was in, that was kind of like ending when I came into the car business, right? I think 2003 was the last year of the Monte Carlo. And so what nobody knows is I worked for a Chevy dealership for about 4 months. I got fired. I came in on my day off and I got fired. And it goes back to Friday or next Friday. How do you get fired on your day off, right? So I got fired on my day off. And then I went to the Saturn store. And so, but Monte Carlo, we had the Dale Earnhardt version, the black one with the number 3 on it. And then I think the next year we had maybe the same year we had the Dale Jr. number 3, not number 3. I don't remember what number he was, but we had the red version of Dale Earnhardt on there. So,
Robert asked this: is there a place I can donate where YouTube doesn't keep 30%?
No, I thought about putting something on my store of donations, so I kind of thought that would look bad. I don't know. This is something new to me, right? I've never done this before. So everything I do has good intentions, right? Regardless of the haters out there, everything I do has good intentions, but what other people see might be different. And I just don't want to deal with it. I got way too many things on my plate that I don't want to have to deal with someone saying, oh, he's just keeping money or whatever the case may be. So that's why there's nothing on my website to do it. And it goes back to a few years ago when I had like maybe 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I thought it was a big deal. But I wanted to give a car away, right? I want to give cars to people. I want to do things for people. And so I did something, and I put like donations on my ChevyDudeStore.com, and I got a lot of hate for that. So I just I don't want to do it. So I would rather, so like you say that, like I'm watching this number and I have my whiteboards right back here. So I see the number of how much I get, and that number is being wrote up there. So the money that you do on Super Chat has no bearing on what YouTube gives me. This is every penny that's donated. So I'm mad. I didn't think of it.
I was going to say
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Basically, if you put a Super Chat in and everything, that money is going there. We're going to take the hit on what YouTube.
It's not a hit. I'm just donating that 30%.
However you want to look at it,
yeah.
But basically, we're not going to sit there and only take the money that YouTube gives us out of this live stream. We're going to take the actual amount that you guys donated.
Yeah. So that's just like, it's kind of hard to say that. It's just like the genuineness of me. I didn't even think that way, right? Because when YouTube pays me every month, I don't get a breakdown that this is what your website made. This is what the YouTube revenue made. This is what the Super Chat made. I don't see that stuff. They don't give you that stuff. It's just one bulk income.
I mean, we can look at it.
We can, but I don't.
We don't.
Yeah, I don't. That's not something I got time to look at.
I think I asked you one time. It's like, really? YouTube takes this much out? When I was looking at like a past live stream, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But okay, guys,
so
we are
just super chat, and
we are wrapping up. It's 10 o'clock. We're done with those 7-8 minutes. So last chance to get in those super chats and donate to Blessings in a Backpack. And not to mention, go to ChevyDudeStore.com to get your entries for the K1500.
Yep. And till 11:59.
I have a better voice than you.
I like that. I like that voice. Till 11:59, use the code LIVE for free shipping and
on anything.
On anything.
So
if they buy a key tag for $5,
free shipping.
Free shipping. I'm losing money by doing that, but that's fine. I don't care. So, but yeah, so do it, and the money goes to them. And where's the proof of the 10 millimeter? I was like, where's the proof of what? The 10 millimeter. I actually think I have 2 10 millimeters. Great cause. Thanks, Steven.
Chris asked how much we're at for the live stream. We are at 284.90 right now. Thank you, Steven, because that took us.
You see a dollar amount? I see
284.90.
Oh, I just see a dollar amount.
which like the 99 cents several times.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, I've looked at this a couple times. I'm like, how the heck do you get to 90 cents or whatever?
Bob, what's your last name? Is it Bob the Builder? Because that's what every time I see Bob every single time, and I love it because he's one of the first people on every single video commenting, and he's positive to other people's comments, like people who write first. He's like, hey, great job. But I always see Bob and I'm thinking Bob the Builder every single time. I know,
because our daughter made us watch Bob the Builder all the time. Danny, thank you for the last minute donation. And all I think is, yes, we can.
I love it. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Absolutely great time to have here tonight. I don't know if we'll do it next week, but the week after we will. For sure. It's a lot of time to take out the 2 hours, at least 2 hours. We do this every single time, of breaking up what else I do. So wait, what? And
Chris just, donated $15.10 to get us up to our 300. And we're actually at 305 now. So thank you, Chris.
All right. You guys rock. ChevyDudeStore.com. Get your entries for the truck and donate more to the, charity. See you guys in the next one.